Hello guys, welcome back to another story. In today's story we'll find our teenage friends exploring a cave that shouldn't have been explored by anyone. Why is that? Well, you have to listen to the full story to find out why. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps a lot in me making new stories. If you have an idea for a story that I can transform to a story, give me a title in comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, stay safe. Peace.
In the small, forgotten town of Black Hollow, nestled deep within the Appalachian Mountains, there was a legend that parents told their children to keep them in line. They spoke of the Wailing Cave, a cavern so dark and foreboding that even the bravest souls shunned its entrance. The cave earned its name from the eerie, ghostly moans that echoed from its depths, especially on stormy nights when the wind howled through the mountains. It was said that the cave was cursed, haunted by spirits who had died within its cold, suffocating embrace. One foggy evening, a group of thrill-seeking friends Sam, Lucy, Mark, and Jenna decided to explore the cave, dismissing the old tales as mere superstition. They equipped themselves with flashlights, ropes, and a map hastily sketched by an old man in the village, who warned them with a trembling voice, "Once you enter, there's no turning back." As they approached the entrance, an unnatural chill settled over them, and the air grew heavy with an oppressive silence. The mouth of the cave gaped before them like a beast ready to swallow them whole. With a nervous laugh, Sam led the way, and one by one, they stepped into the darkness. Inside, the air was stale and cold, the walls slick with moisture. The only sounds were their footsteps and the distant drip of water. The cave seemed to stretch endlessly, narrowing and widening as if it were a living creature breathing them in. They ventured deeper, their flashlights casting long, unsettling shadows that danced on the jagged walls. The deeper they went, the more the temperature dropped, and soon their breath was visible in the thin beams of light. Suddenly, a distant wail echoed through the cave, a sound so mournful and filled with agony that it made their blood run cold. The friends froze, their eyes wide with terror. Jenna whispered, "Did you hear that?" They all nodded, their faces pale. The wail came again, closer this time, sending chills down their spines. The sound seemed to reverberate within their very bones, a haunting melody of despair and loss. Panic began to set in as they hurried forward, desperate to find a way out. But the cave seemed to have a mind of its own, twisting and turning, leading them deeper into its dark heart. Their flashlights flickered, the batteries struggling against the oppressive darkness. As they rounded a corner, they stumbled upon a large chamber. In the center stood an ancient altar, covered in strange, unreadable symbols. Around it lay scattered bones, cracked and yellowed with age. The sight made their stomachs churn with nausea. Suddenly, the temperature plummeted, and a dense fog began to rise from the ground. The fog swirled and coalesced into ghostly forms, faces twisted in silent screams. The friends backed away in horror as the apparitions reached out with skeletal hands, their mouths opening in a cacophony of wails. The air was thick with the smell of decay, a miasma that clung to their skin and filled their lungs. Lucy screamed as cold fingers brushed her arm, leaving a trail of frost in their wake. Mark stumbled, his eyes wide with terror as one of the spirits whispered in his ear, join us in the darkness." The voice was like a cold wind, seeping into his mind, wrapping around his thoughts like a suffocating shroud. Desperate to escape, Sam grabbed a loose rock and hurled it at the spirits. The rock passed through them, striking the altar. With a deafening crack, the altar split, releasing a blinding light that engulfed the chamber. The wails grew louder, more frantic, as the spirits began to dissipate, their forms unraveling like mist in the sunlight. As the light faded, the friends found themselves alone in the chamber, the fog gone, the air still. The temperature slowly returned to normal, but the chill of fear lingered in their bones. They scrambled to find an exit, their movements frantic and disoriented. The cave, as if sensing their desperation, seemed to relent, and soon they stumbled out into the night air, gasping for breath. They never spoke of what happened in the cave. The townspeople found them wandering the woods, their eyes hollow, their faces gaunt. They left Black Hollow, never to return, but the legend of the Wailing Cave grew, whispered among the townsfolk with hushed voices and fearful glances. It was said that the spirits were once trapped souls, sacrifices made to an ancient, malevolent entity that dwelled within the cave. And now, the entity lay in wait, hungry for new souls to join its eternal torment. Years later, on stormy nights, when the wind howled through the mountains, the villagers swore they could still hear the wails, a haunting reminder of the secrets buried deep within the Wailing Cave. The cave stood as a silent sentinel, guarding its dark secrets, forever hungry, forever waiting.
Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle.